As he looked down from the boat, they warned him. He was warned that wild animals in the depths were waiting to teach trespassers a lesson. He didn't trust them. He knew they were right as he floated there, surrounded and outnumbered. He looked up and saw what was happening. His panic subsided when he saw the seal. He was shown something by the sweet creature. The deep blue sea fascinated Gary Grayson. He repeatedly watched the same ocean life documentary to annoy his parents. "I'll be a marine biologist," Gary would say. The adult Gary had the next best thing. His diving hobby was fulfilling. He had a special trip. Gary's friends surprised him with an Isles of Scilly scuba vacation for his 40th birthday. Gary dived often. From Mexico to Cuba, he dived with giant manta rays. He wanted to visit these waters off Cornwall for a special reason. Gary treasure hunted. He believed the ocean held unclaimed goods. The Isles of Scilly had shipwrecked jewels. They were also thought to have secrets. Gary heard stories, but he wasn't sure. Creatures, unpleasant, almost mythical ones, were told. David Attenborough or not, sea creatures are scary. Without light, organisms behave strangely. The Isle of Scilly was filled with tales of a giant squid with ridiculously long arms. These were fables. Gary feared meeting a clear water creature. Gary was more concerned about real, big fish migrating due to global warming than mythical creatures. New research suggests different shark breeds may migrate to England to combat rising ocean temperatures. If you like my videos, don't forget to like or subscribe. Thanks in advance. Gary had seen one animal in those waters. Toothy. The Isles of Scilly had several sharks. Porbeagles and thresher sharks were there. A fisherman was decapitated by a tail swipe. This worried Gary and made him cautious. He didn't want to join those waters missing list. He must pack one thing. Gary went scuba diving with his friends after checking the checklist and bringing his fins. Clear waters let them see the sea's contents. They saw colorful coral reefs. They saw old ruins. Fun and enlightening. Until guests arrived. It changed. Gary saw the shadow before the source. Its size frightened him, so he spun around in the water as fast as he could. He was incredulous. Seal. Not alone. They were a brigade coming fast. Gary stopped. He was warned that ocean wildlife was unpredictable. He realized. Seals appeared from nowhere. Now surrounded. Gary knew that the seals' calm faces could change at any moment. We're in their territory, Gary thought. His panic subsided. Seals showed him something. Seals can weigh 450 pounds. Gary noticed these seals were smaller than usual. Why? Pups. They behaved like pups, even to a blind man. They showed Gary their playfulness. Gary was excited, but he didn't show it. If the pups were here, how far was the mother? He was answered. The mother never arrived while Gary waited. The pups rubbed themselves and touched him with their flippers. Gary stroked and held hands with some of them. They were too cute to ignore. He hoped he wouldn't regret relaxing his guard. He suddenly felt a pup's jaws close around his hand. When the seal clamped down on his hand, Gary worried. He considered where to get prosthetics. But no bite came. Gentle gnawing. These pups were strong and wanted to prove they were harmless. The same seal smiled proudly at him, which Gary later called cartoonish overkill. Its expression changed. Gary's seal left. Smile faded. He remembered that the seal was sent for a greater mission. He led Gary by the hand. Gary wondered what the seal wanted to show him. Gary's seal laid down. Wow, he thought, these guys really are the sea dogs. He knew the seal wanted before they parted. Communication was unnecessary. Gary generously scratched the seal's chin and belly. He did the least for such a good boy. Gary's seal experience was great, but not always. Seals are wild animals with instincts. They may bite if they feel threatened or hungry. Whether they seem friendly or not, be cautious around them. Seals are very old, having entered the oceans 28 to 30 million years ago. Seals have more fascinating facts. Harbor seals average for 5 feet long and 220–250 pounds. They can hurt humans if they defend themselves. Seals have large teeth for hunting and eating. If they hit an arm or leg, those teeth can do serious damage. Even though they are adorable, don't cuddle one. Seals can be friendly, as Gary showed. Their large social groups and occasional human contact may explain that. Some seals have interacted with humans to help, befriend, or escape. Seal stories are common. He befriended one. Another person recounted a seal jumping onto his boat to escape a killer whale and slapping a man with an octopus. These tourists had an unforgettable experience. Namibia is not a desert, as many think. Since Namibia is where the desert and ocean meet, many tours are offered to locals and tourists. What would a dolphin cruise reveal? Anyone booking a dolphin cruise expected to see dolphins. They got a big surprise. Dolphins are majestic sea creatures, which fascinates many of us. However, something else surprised these tourgoers. Attendees watched the boat gently bobbing in the ocean. That was unexpected. Seals surfaced. The tour guide approached the creature and everyone gasped. The seal boarded the boat after the tour guide smiled and told the passengers to move. He smiled at the stunned onlookers. The seal filled the middle bench on the boat. The seal's fin handshake was amazing. The tour guide introduced Junior. He kept asking for handshakes and loved the spotlight. Junior was trained despite living in the wild. Junior was called forward and fed fish while the tour guide told the tourist about him and his species. She added 2 interesting facts. Even if given a fish tail first, a seal will never eat it. Seal fur is always wet, but the layers beneath it are dry. The tourists were surprised, but Junior's friendliness and charm put them at ease. He was well behaved and didn't mind the tour guide touching him, but I'm sure some guests wanted to. Who wants a friendly seal photo? They did. Junior was touchable by all shipmates. It's rare to touch a seal without fear of injury. That made their trip special. Junior went beyond being friendly and letting guests touch him. He posed for their photos and made everyone smile with his cute poses. Did the tour company plan it? Is he photogenic? Unfortunately, we don't know, but it appears that Junior was included. We know it must have been amazing for everyone on the cruise ship. Would you pay for this amazing experience? Thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next video.